friends. This is your AI music roundup for May of 2026. We have been at the Wholesome Music Podcast following the AI music industry for many weeks and months now.
Damn near a year.
Yes.
It's damn near a year.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of content. We really have been tracking all of this stuff since the beginning.
All your AI news in one place.
So this is kind of the biggest events that have happened in the AI music industry for the month of May 2026.
That's right.
First, this is a big one. Suno has acquired Songkick. The controversial AI music platform Suno has acquired Songkick as part of its new deal with Warner Music Group. By the way, this is from Bruce Houghton from Hypebot, who's given us this article. Songkick, of course, is the company that helps you get your concert listings out to people.
Yeah.
So it aggregates concert listings.
And they have a deal with Spotify.
They have a deal with Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm. So if you put your, you can put your show on Songkick, and then it will populate on Bandcamp right next to your new release.
They're a competitor to Bands in Town.
Yes.
Bands in Town has the rest, has Apple Music's and Spotify's. And
That's
Amazon's.
right.
So Suno is buying an additional layer of actionable fan insights. The platform now possesses behavioral data for millions of users spanning the entire fan journey. What music people want to create, which artists inspire their ideas, and crucially, which live shows they're tracking and planning to attend.
Wow. That's a lot of data to collect.
It's really interesting because this isn't quite what we expect from an AI data company.
No,
because everyone was like, "Why are they doing this? This is this isn't. They're not like hoovering up music, but they're hoovering up data and insights."
What do you think the end game is here?
Probably to feed all of this into an AI so that it can
figure out what concert you want to buy next,
and to figure out what kind of music people are excited about at a really micro level. Because I think we're going to get into an age where they want to, ultimately, I think the goal is to replace human creators with AI. So just understanding what people want at such a deep level that they can just manufacture it for us before an artist has a chance to create it.
Or aggregate that for an existing artist to make their, we talked previously about helping people have more success, improving that hit rate, right? So like if I'm going to invest in your next record, I'm going to get all this data from Songkick.
Yeah.
And from Suno and Songkick, and just absorb all of that and distribute. Now, whatever you decide to prompt and make, it's perfect.
You were right. So Suno's main competitor, Udio, next in news, has admitted to scraping YouTube audio for AI training in answers to a Sony music lawsuit.
Ah, man, we knew they did that shit.
Yeah.
Hey!
In the biggest surprise to nobody. This comes from Mandy, Dalugdug from Music Business Worldwide. The AI music startup Udio has denied Sony Music's entertainment copyright infringement claims while acknowledging that it has used audio scraped from YouTube to train its models. Udio admitted that its models were built by feeding the system with, quote, a vast amount of different kinds of sound recordings gathered from publicly available sources, which the models derived using, quote, a complex collection of statistical instruments from the audio. All right.
Man, are you AI?
So what you need to know here is that I think this alone right now, that this isn't big, but this is gathering towards telling a story, right?
Yeah.
That these companies have just been hoovering up the data from every single source, and they've been doing it without paying copyright and licensing fees
At all.
Yeah. And so this, to me,
which is also illegal.
Exactly.
And it's just destructive because all of these creators who have their music, their content on YouTube, which has felt like a safe platform for us, now all that content's getting scraped without there being any way for those artists to get compensated, and that's really what our issue is here.
Yeah, absolutely. So next, speaking of YouTube creators hit by music copyright claims can now replace their tracks with AI at the touch of a button. This is from Tim Ingham from Music Business Worldwide. YouTube is now letting creators generate AI-produced instrumental tracks to replace copyright audio in their videos. They position the tool as a way to resolve content ID claims without having to remove content from the platform.
What do you think?
I think that Vimeo has long had a better solution, which is that they let you re-upload a video using the same URL.
Yes.
To me, that is a much more desirable way to fix something like this.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why YouTube has been so resistant to that, and I don't know why we have to get fucking AI involved.
I think YouTube has had so much success with its content ID system.
Yeah.
And they have, I this is out of my asshole. So y'all can tell me go fuck all the way off with this. But I feel like YouTube's content ID system has been so effective at catching things. And there's maybe a little bit of pride there. A little bit of like, once we caught that shit, you better take your shit off my shit.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of them being a little bit stuck in the mud. Like, well, like you could put AI there.
Yep.
Instead of like, hey, it'd be just as easy for you to re-upload the exact same. You don't have to have like a new video. You don't have to lose your viewers. You can just update this is exactly what you're saying with Vimeo.
Yeah.
But like, I think YouTube's a little bit too proud.
I think they're a little bit up their own asses a bit.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause why does it have to be that I can only upload if we have the technology to edit a video like this?
Yep.
What is stopping me from saying, all right, look, there's a copyright strike on this, there's a content ID strike on this, and my video is being taken down, I need to replace the audio. Why can't I just choose other audio? Why is my only option an AI generated song?
I think, and this is actually, this is an interesting argument. I think the YouTube argument would be, is it going to transform your work? Was this piece of copyrighted music transformative and imperative to your piece? And if we're adding AI, obviously it's not transformative. So like, this is safe.
This safe. Yeah. I mean, look, you can very clearly see the other side of this, the kind of why this is a lovely feature for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's convenient. It is convenient. I don't know that lovely might be a stretch, but it is absolutely convenient. And I think in lieu of a better solution like Vimeo, like being able to re-upload your video to the same video without losing your viewership, without creating a new URL, then like, yeah, I suppose this is the best we can do if we're committed to doing it badly.
I guess. And now, finally, speaking of the best we can do, this is also from Music Business Worldwide. You can see that we really lean on these folks. They're a really good trade mag. Murray Stawson.
Yes!
The homie Murray. This is a fascinating turn of events. This just dropped, I think, today. Listeners engage less deeply with music labeled as AI, even when it's actually human-made, according to an academic study. So listeners engage less deeply with music attributed to AI than with music attributed to a human, whether or not it was actually created by a human or not.
That's really interesting because I think we talked a little bit about this AI labeling system, about when is your song made by AI? Is it just because you had vocals? Is it because you generated that whole track with AI? When is your song AI and what makes it that way? And I think just seeing this with the attribute, with the made with AI attribute, is letting people know, you know what? Hey, man, I don't really want to tap in with this as much as I thought I did. I'd rather go support someone who made this.
It was interesting is that they said the way that they test this construct is they asked people to decide if the song was giving them a specific narrative or a specific story. And so what they found was that if you were told that it was AI, you attributed like less emotion to it and less of a story, and you felt like there was less intention by a composer. And I just think this is so fascinating because it does tie into the content ID, not content ID, but AI labeling thing.
Yeah.
Because now that we know this, and maybe future studies will have to build on this, but now that this has at least been demonstrated by one peer-reviewed study, it kind of says to me that if I am an AI music scammer, I'm not going to want you to know that my music is AI.
Of course not. I'm going to hide that shit 100%.
So it's a little bit, I think it's good that we know this. I think, unfortunately, this probably leads to more people wanting to scam the system. Yeah,
I think, and I actually think another key takeaway from this story is what you just said about why people don't value AI music as much as they value real music, human-made music. And I think what you just hit on was so key, which is there isn't as much meaning. There's less time for you to like, hey, this is about my ex who did this to me. Like, I don't know, I press generate.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's the value difference. And I'm curious to see how that plays out over the next like 5 fucking years.
I am too. So I love the way that the authors of the paper, Wu and Holmes, concluded their paper. They said, quote, "For music to inspire our inner storyteller, it helps to know there's a human mind behind it."
I love that. Yeah.
So that is your AI music industry news wrap up for May 2026. We'll see you next month. We're going to keep doing these every single month.
Yes.
Here on the Wholesome Music Podcast. Thank you for watching the Wholesome Music Podcast, the DIY podcast for DIY musicians. My name is Augustus Watkins.
My name is Cam LJ.
We are doing this content at least twice a week, so please join us on the main feed. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Yes.